Hello, dear friends. I hope you're all doing well. Today we're going to watch Silent Zone. We've got a great zombie movie from 2025 for you all. If you're a fan of the genre, the movie starts by introducing us to a virus. Just like in many other films, this virus suddenly spreads across the globe and people start acting strangely as if they've lost control of themselves. Once the virus affects humans, it turns them into zombies in just a minute or two. For those with stronger immune systems, the virus takes a bit longer to show its effects, but it still takes hold. Once infected, survival is almost impossible. The military is busy fighting off the zombies, but how many can they eliminate? For every person that falls, another one seems to rise as a zombie. Will the virus ever be? Can anyone survive? Let's find out. In the next scene, we see a family, a mother and her two children. They're packing up, hoping to leave the city in the hope that there might be a safer place without the virus. The children video call their father, who's a pilot. The government has assigned him to help fight the zombies. He reassures his children, saying he'll be back soon and that they should take care of their mother in the meantime. The kids agree, but just as the video call ends, they feel like someone has entered the house. Seeing this, the children's mother immediately rushes towards the car with her children, trying to escape. Unfortunately, a zombie had already entered the house, and before the mother could get to the car, the zombie killed her tragically. One of her children also became a victim, but the other child, named AB, managed to hide under the car. The poor girl was so terrified she could hardly comprehend what was happening. She watched as her mother and brother were killed right before her eyes. After the zombie finished with them, it moved on, searching for its next victim. As AB gathered some courage and came out from under the car, her mother, now turned into a zombie, attacked her. However, just in time, a soldier named Max appeared and saved AB. He reassured her, saying, "Don't be scared, I won't hurt you, come to me, you're safe now." Though AB was frightened, she trusted Max and went to him. Meanwhile, AB's brother had also turned into a zombie, and Max, gently closing AB's eyes, shot and killed him. "It's what we have to do," he said. Fast forward 10 years and the city has been destroyed. The zombies remain, but most of the humans are gone. Only a few survivors are left, living in hiding, including Max and AB. AB has grown over the years and spent most of her time with Max. As a soldier, Max had trained her in everything necessary to fight the zombies, including using weapons. He had taught her all the survival skills, which is why she was so proficient in aiming. To test her skills, Max asked AB to hunt an animal in the forest. AB used a sniper from a distance to take the shot, and Max was impressed by her accuracy. Afterward, they collected the meat from the animal for food. As the night approached, they decided to stay where they were. Max had a map, which he used to track their progress and the whereabouts of any remaining human. He hoped that if they followed the river route, they might reach a human settlement. But after 10 years of searching, Max had yet to meet anyone else besides AB. Since Max had never seen any other humans around, he decided to set a trap before going to sleep. Using some wires, he created a mechanism that would alert him if a zombie passed by, giving him a sound signal. This trap was crucial because after he fell asleep, Max heard the sound of it going off. He quietly got up, and as he stepped outside, a zombie attacked him. But Max was well prepared. He quickly shot the zombie, ending the threat. Max then told AB that someone had arrived. He warned her, "One person has come and soon more will follow. We can't stay here. We need to leave immediately." So they quickly saddled their horses and left. The next day, as they moved forward, Max noticed a vehicle approaching with some people inside. He was surprised to see humans after such a long time. AB, cautious, stood with her sniper aimed at them, just in case they were hostile. However, a zombie suddenly appeared near the vehicle. Despite Max's warning, AB took a shot at the zombie, but she missed and accidentally hit one of the humans instead. Max shouted at AB in frustration, "I told you not to do that!" After dealing with the zombie, Max and AB approached the vehicle. AB began collecting any supplies she thought they might need, but then more vehicles arrived. A group of people surrounded Max and AB. They demanded to know why AB had killed one of their own, accusing her of doing something terrible. Just as things were escalating, a woman named Megan stepped out of one of the cars and calmly said, "Look, we're not bad people. We don't want to harm you. Please stay calm." But before they could talk further, a massive group of zombies appeared. It seemed that when one zombie was killed, killed, the rest of the horde got the signal, bringing an army of them along. When the zombies arrived, Max and the others quickly banded together to fight them off. However, the zombies showed no sign of slowing down. A fierce battle ensued between the humans and zombies. In the chaos, Max, Abby, Megan, and her husband James managed to escape in a car, but the rest of their group was killed. As they drove away, Max asked Megan, "Who are you all? What were you doing here?" Megan explained, "We heard on the radio about a colony a week's journey from here where humans are still living with facilities and safety. My baby is about to be born and I want to take him there so he can grow up surrounded by people. But now everyone who came with us has been killed." Max, skeptical, replied, "A colony? I've been living here for 10 years and haven't seen any sign of other people." As they traveled, their car broke down and they were forced to continue on foot. After walking a bit further, they came across a society with tall buildings. However, the area was deserted and everything was destroyed. No survivors could be found. Max, Megan, and the others decided to spend the night in one of the buildings. That night, Max told Megan and James, "We're headed to the riverbank. We hope there's a human colony there." Megan, trying to convince him, said, "You should come with us. I know there's a colony in that city and you can stay safe there." Max, frustrated, snapped, "Don't make a fool of yourself. If you want to go to the colony, go alone. I'm not coming with you." Abby, trying to reason with him, said, "Maybe they're right, Max. We should go to the colony." Max, angered, shouted, "Because of your shooting, we're trapped between the zombies. If we go with them, we'll die for sure." Despite his anger, Max ultimately agreed to go to the colony for Abby's sake. After living together for so long, he had come to treat her like his own daughter. The next morning, as they were about to leave for the colony, a zombie broke into the building and attacked AB. But AB, being brave and determined, fought back and managed to throw the zombie out of the building. The group quickly left the building, realizing that the area was overrun with zombies, vicious creatures that seemed to know exactly who to target. They had no choice but to leave and continue their journey. The zombies they were facing were incredibly fast. However, when they stepped on the trap that Max had set, a huge explosion went off, taking down some of the zombies. This allowed Max and the others to escape the society without being caught. Yet they still had a long journey ahead, 6 days to reach the colony, and the road would not be easy. After traveling for a while, Abby pointed out that she thought there might be an airport nearby. "My father used to work there. Maybe we can find a plane and use it to get to the colony," she suggested. Max, however, was hesitant. "If we go to the airport and get surrounded by zombies, there won't be a way out. We'll have to fight our way through the airport, and getting a plane is going to be tough," he warned. But Abby was determined. "We should try. Taking the risk could increase our chances of survival," she insisted. Reluctantly, Max agreed, knowing there was no other option. When they arrived at the airport, they discovered there were no planes available. Max sighed, "I told you our efforts had been wasted." But then, to their surprise, they found an air balloon in one of the hangars. Everyone was thrilled. However, the balloon was in poor condition, so James, who was a mechanic, immediately got to work fixing it. While James worked on the balloon, Max and Abby decided to scout the area for anything useful. Through binoculars, Max spotted a large group of zombies approaching, and they would reach the airport in 3 minutes. Panicked, he rushed back to James and urged him to work faster. "If we don't hurry, we'll all be killed. The zombies are coming from the same direction as our escape route." James quickly picked up the pace, and just as the zombies neared, the balloon was ready. They all climbed aboard and flew away, relieved that they had made it out. But their luck didn't last long. After flying for a short distance, the balloon suffered some damage. Thankfully, no one was seriously injured, and the flight had helped them cover 4 days' worth of travel in just a few hours. With only 2 more days to go before reaching the colony, they decided to continue on foot. That night, Megan approached Max. "Thank you for everything you've done," she said, her voice full of gratitude. "Without you, we would never have made it this far. Now, I have one last request. If I don't make it, promise me you'll take care of my child. Raise him like you did Abby. Love him just like your own." Max, moved by her words, promised, "I promise, Megan, I will take care of him." While Max and Megan were talking, James had quietly moved away from the group. He was trembling uncontrollably, and when they looked closer, they saw that a zombie had bitten his leg. James, realizing the danger he was in, tried to shoot himself to avoid becoming a threat to Megan and the others. However, he wasn't showing any signs of turning just yet. And as we saw earlier in the movie, it takes up to 2 days for the virus to fully affect someone with a strong immune system. Unable to go through with it, James returned to the group, trying to hide the pain and fear he was feeling. The next morning, as they continued their journey, Max noticed that James was acting strangely. He recognized the signs and pulled James aside. "What's going on with you?" Max asked, concerned. James, avoiding Max's gaze, admitted that he could feel something was wrong. Max, understanding the situation, asked, "Do you want to die on your terms, or do you want me to end it for you?" James hesitated but replied, "I will take my own life if it comes to that. You don't need to do this for me." Max warned him, "If you turn into a zombie and you're close to Megan, you won't even know it's her anymore. You might end up hurting her, so think carefully. Do you want to die now or later?" After walking for a while, they came across a house in the distance. It looked like someone was inside, and suddenly a voice from within shouted, "Put down your weapons or you'll get a bullet. Hurry up, I don't have time." Without hesitation, the group placed their weapons in a box. A man named David, who seemed to be in a bad mood, came out to greet them. He apologized for his earlier threat, explaining that he had mistaken them for thieves trying to rob him. Once everyone was inside, David explained his situation. "I'm a scientist and I live here alone. I could have left this place, but I prefer to stay here and continue my research." He then revealed some unsettling information. This virus, which has turned humans into zombies, is terrible, but something is interesting about it. It doesn't just destroy people, it's upgrading them. Weak humans will turn into zombies, but those who are strong enough will survive. In a way, the virus has separated the weak from the strong. Everyone was taken aback by David's strange words, as it seemed like he was suggesting that he had somehow spread the virus himself, turning all of humanity into victims. Before they could process this disturbing revelation, they all suddenly lost consciousness. David had slipped an anesthetic into the juice he gave them. The only person who remained unaffected was James, since he hadn't drunk the juice. However, the virus had already begun to take its toll on him, and he began to show signs of transformation. When he tried to attack David, the scientist activated a device that emitted a frequency, freezing James in his tracks. David proudly explained, "I spent years developing this device. With it, I can go anywhere in the world and no zombies will ever come near me." He then tied everyone up, and when they regained consciousness, David told them, "Would you like to meet my wife? She's very eager to meet you." He then brought in his wife, who was in fact a zombie. David confessed that he used to capture humans to feed her, and now he had brought in 4 guests for her to satisfy her hunger. However, things took a dark turn when James, in his zombie state, attacked David's wife and killed her. This act of rebellion freed everyone from their restraints, and they quickly made a run for it. As they fled, they grabbed the keys to David's car and took off. Enraged by the loss of his party, David was determined not to let them escape. As Max drove the car, thousands of zombies lurking in the forest gave chase, racing after them with deadly intent. Max drove the car at full speed towards the colony, but their path was blocked by a fallen tree. With no other option, they were forced to abandon the car. Trapped and surrounded by zombies, it seemed like there was no way out. But then James made a sacrifice. "You all go ahead," he told them. "I'm already affected. I'll hold off the zombies so you can escape." Megan, torn with grief, didn't want to leave him, but James insisted, urging her to stay alive for their unborn child. "Tell my child that Papa fought till the end," he said, before leaping into the swarm of zombies fighting valiantly. As James battled the zombies, the others made their way toward the colony. After a fierce struggle, James was eventually overwhelmed. A zombie grabbed him by the neck, turning him, and he died a tragic death, giving his life so the others could escape. His sacrifice wasn't in vain, as Max and the rest reached the colony, located in the middle of a river surrounded by large ships. The people of the colony, seeing Max and the others approaching, opened fire on the zombies trailing them. Finally, Max, Megan, and Abby made it to safety, though the zombies retreated, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. As Megan arrived at the colony, she went into labor. A woman from the colony helped her through the delivery, and the next morning, Megan gave birth to a baby girl. However, tragedy struck soon after. The woman who helped Megan gave Max the heartbreaking news: "We saved the baby, but we won't be able to save Megan. She doesn't have long." Max rushed to Megan's side. She looked at him with fading strength and reminded him of his promise. "You promised, Max, if anything happens to me, you'll take care of my child, will you?" Max, overcome with emotion, nodded, gently holding the newborn in his arms. He had lost his family to the virus, but this innocent life was his new responsibility. He would raise her in honor of the family he had lost, keeping his promise to Megan. As the chaos in the colony unfolded, David, using his device, attracted hordes of zombies and directed them towards the colony. The colony was thrown into disarray as people scrambled to save themselves and the zombies began hunting down survivors. The residents had prepared for this inevitable moment by creating an underground tunnel that led out to the riverbank, giving them a possible escape route. But as Max fought off the zombies, one of them pushed him, causing him to fall. David, seeing an opportunity, sent all the zombies toward Max. However, Max managed to gather his strength, break David's device, and redirect the zombies towards David instead. The zombies swarmed David, tearing him apart as he was consumed by the very creatures he had manipulated. Meanwhile, Abby, fleeing from the chaos, was horrified to see a zombie following her. Upon closer inspection, she noticed a bracelet on the zombie's wrist with her name on it. The bracelet was something she had given to her father as a child. In a heartbreaking twist, she realized that the zombie in front of her was her father. Though reluctant, Abby, unable to save the man he had once been. After the explosion that destroyed the colony, it seemed as though all hope was lost, but Max, always the beacon of hope, rallied the survivors. "Have faith," he told them. "We will keep moving forward and we will find another place to survive." His words gave them strength. Together, they journeyed along the riverbank, hoping for a new beginning. After traveling a bit further, they stumbled upon an island, miraculously free of zombies. Here, they found peace and safety, and with it, a chance to rebuild their lives. Max's belief that there was hope beyond the darkness had come true. The survivors could finally start anew. The movie concluded with the survivors beginning their new lives on the island, a symbol of hope and resilience in the face of a world ravaged by the virus. As the screen faded to black, the message was clear: even in the darkest times, there's always a chance for a fresh start. And with that, the film ended.